What's up, everyone? This is your stream, Mr. Steven, aka The Legend, and my pronouns are he, him, and his, and welcome to the Steven Factor. Over 2 weeks ago, Liberty General Manager Sandy Brodello has been fired into a outstanding sports industry for nearly 5 years. I really don't know how to say this, but I want to tell you how it went down and how that happened. I think it was a shocker, but also it was a very disappointed at this time. When I was looking on Instagram while I was at Planet Fitness, I tried to tag my friends, and it was pretty terrible. And they just won their very first championship in over 20 years, since 1997. They had their first championship, man. I mean, like, this is a totally insane. Why are they trying to part ways about this industry? And I'm going to do another conspiracy episode that I like to call Libspiracy. And I think at the moment of this time, we don't know what's going to happen next and what's going to happen to this industry. And we don't know what happens next to the fans. So we had to do this, and hopefully we will definitely to make this clear and see what's going on in this situation. All right. I have an article, and it's from New York Post, and I want to read this to you, and it goes like this. Liberty General Manager reveals why team fired Sandy Brodello and the vision of her replacement. And it goes like this. Pressure doesn't imitate Jonathan Kolb. It is something he and the franchise he represents lean into. They embody tennis legend Billie Jean King's ironic quote, "Pressure is a privilege." Kolb, the Liberty general manager, knew when to make a heat call a bold decision to fire Sandy Brodello. And just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Kolb is a man, not a woman. And I will explain to this after I reading this article. Kolb, the Liberty general manager, knew when to make he called a bold decision to fire Sandy Brodello this week, which is, remember, it's over like 2 weeks ago. It will become with some certainty and plenty of questions. Kolb his best to answer some of those questions Thursday. We're speaking to reporters for the first time since the season ended. And it was abruptly clear that Kolb understands the momentous importance of what happens next. And I quote, "We need to nail this," Kolb said in reference to his third coaching search he stepped into the office since in 2019. Kolb felt like the Liberty were confronting a fork in the road moment, despite the only a year removed from their first WNBA title. You can't you can't stand still, Cope said, or you can embrace a change and move forward. Cope chose to do a latter Tuesday when he decided not to pick up the team option of Bordello's contract for 2026. And to the end, a 4-year relationship that peaked with a celebratory parade at Manhattan's Canyon of Heroes last fall. Cope stressed his decision to bump Bordello was a so rough evaluation process that extended beyond the season. He also emphasized the franchise pride is motivated and future orientated as part of the reason why it happened. It had happened. It had to happen. This decision was in no punitive, nor was in reactive, but instead rooting in being proactive. Nor was this decision based solely on the results. This past Colts, ultimately, we have determined the evaluation and innovation is what is needed at this time. This is not a result-based organization. This is not winning or winning is about do we position ourselves to be at the top of the league in reasonable ways as the league does not evolve in the ways we're talking about before. But Dana was widely believed to be on the hot seat in 2024, but the Liberty winning a title seemingly brought her time. Cope said the organization leaned into the continuing the season by bringing Bordello back with the team's core. The Liberty opened in 2025 franchise best at 9-0. Start before injuries impeded them. They finished 27 through 17 in the 5th place before being bounced in the first round of the playoffs by the Mercury. But they'll sometimes question rotation decision and conservative use of the bench, especially down the stretch, were points of contention. She out-coached at the times throughout the season and but mostly known by during the first round of the playoffs. Players backed Bordello after the stunning game 3 loss, but Kolb is committed to keep pushing to New York Liberty to the new heights. Felt it was necessary to bring the freshness and the energy to the group. Anchor Brenna Stewart, Sabrina Lonsu, Sabrina Lonsu, and Connell Jones. John Connell Jones. And what about Natasha Cloud? Don't forget that. The Liberty are going to take their time in finding Bordello's replacement. Cole said they had to very clear vision of qualities. Their ideals candidate were proposing. He kept sacrifice close to his vest. He said to involve people from taking his comments and shade towards Bordello. Part of being motivated is having a coach, the understanding modern basketball principles of both sides of the ball. Sources has the Liberty are interested in the candidate, the WNBA and the NBA experience, and Kolb acknowledged as such. He said Bordello's successor doesn't need to have prior NBA experience. And I quote, I don't think we want to limit our scope on candidate. We want to have a really diverse pool of candidates to speak with. Several NBA and WNBA have around said the Liberty coaching job has attracted opportunities. Not only because of the team's recent success, but because of the clear commitment from ownership to invest teams. The Liberty have led to having a larger, more robust office staff. They have reveled in their top-notch player experience and are building a 75,000 square foot practice facility that's set to open in 27. I wanted to read this paragraph. I think Sandy did a good job navigating the group throughout uncharted waters through injuries and lack of ability. And we got a great level of appreciation for Sandy Brodello, the head coach. But the Liberty want a new voice to lead them into their next era. All right. First of all, I really don't appreciate how Jonathan Klopp fired Sandy Brodello. I think she is the voice of the head coach. And she pushed it so damn hard to win that championship since a year. And she's been doing this coaching job for 4 years. 4 years, and you just fire her since they have their first championship. Are you effing kidding me? And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, again, he's a man. Men have their power more than women. However, we need to respect women. And women could do anything rather than man does. Do you remember the Bible says when an Apostle Paul decided to men could preach and women silent? Well, guess what? In our time, men could do coaching while women silent. Men take over women, and that's not right. Men have their power and their own rights, but that is not right. Women have their own rights, and they have their own power. That's their women's rights. But also, we have to fight for our rights, ladies and gentlemen, but not just any rights, but our equal rights, both men and women. And that's not fair to Sandy. And he said that he need to looking for a new voice for a next era for the New York Liberty. You have got to be kidding me. You lost in your own goddamn mind. And that is not fair to fire her. You shouldn't give her another chance. To try to push hard what is really going on in this situation. Now, let me tell you what really happened. You know, I made that prediction to my buddy Lauren McIntyre confirmed that the Liberty is not going to make it since August. And look what happened. A month later, they're not going to make it. They really not going to make it whatsoever. And she knew that I was right. She knew that my prediction was true. She knew that I'm going to take Stephen A. Smith's job. And I feel sorry for New York Liberty because it was a 50-50 chance. A 50-50 chance, y'all. I mean, seriously. Due to the transfer teams, due to the injuries, Liberty been fucked up. Big time. And that is not fair. I knew I'm very concerned about it. I didn't even watch the Liberty games, but I checked the scoreboard, but it's not the same. And here is my Libspiracy theory here. I do believe that Brittany, Sabrina, Natasha, and Jaquel are not renewed their contracts because due to Jonathan Cope's bold decision, it was a total mistake. And the reason why I picked these 4 women that they are not going to make it through another year because of their contracts. They will definitely have their own free agents, and they're going to pick any teams what they like. But just want to let you know, my friend Martin said to me, over the weekend that there's going to be a rumor that Britney Stewart will have their free agent and they're going to transfer to the other teams. But I don't know. I think that this Liberty will not going to have another championship and the next championship and another championship since they have their new coach. And that is not fair. Because they never have a championship since 1997 when my best friend, Lauren McIntyre, just only a baby. And I was only 7 years old, and I didn't even watch basketball game at the moment. When I'm turning as a teenager. When I watched my very first NBA Finals when Kobe Bryant won their championship there on NBA on NBC. Back in 2002. They will definitely get along with a new coach. They will not definitely have their another championships. But it is not the same without Sandy Bordello. And here's why. Connecting is important. Chemistry is important. They've been looking for their friend and their mentor. And that's why they got themselves their very first championship. And they've been hungry for this for 28 years. We've been never had the championship in New York before in our lives. But it's not on New York, folks. This happened in Barclays Center. And here's why. This is the first time they never have done the championship since the Brooklyn Dodgers beat the New York Yankees at the 1955 World Series at Ebbets Field. Back to the future, baby. And some Zillennials didn't even know that. It was a totally insane fact. This Liberty, this chemistry with the coach was a pure magic for 4 years. And what if that they were going to stay for the next 4 years and beyond? But no, when Jonathan Cole made a bold decision due to the transfer teams, due to the injuries, it was a total messed up. And what he did, it was a total mistake. I believe what he did right there, it was a completely stupid and inappropriate that you had to fire this woman. That she been working so goddamn hard on this. She thrived for it. And you fire her because she is a woman? You have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. But how much is her salary though? Let's find out right now. I'm tired of reading this New York Post, by the way. Trying to move on here. Now, just want to let you know, Sandy Brondello's salary make $500,000 annually per year. And it's been the last contest reported in the late 2024 was considered one of the best top highest grossing in WNBA history. And you fire her just like that. Because she make a lot of money. However, I just realized something. I want to know how much is Jonathan Cope's salary. Just give me a minute. Just give me a second, folks. Uh, I don't know why. I don't see his salary anywhere. I don't know how much. But I think Google may have so many information here. You know what? I I can't. I can't. There's I don't know, but I really can't. However, if you here's what you want to do, folks. If you've been watching this episode while I was taped, just make sure, just please leave a comment very nicely, and I'll give you more updates in the near future. So bear with me. Yeah, but I do believe he make more money than hers, so that's my prediction, to be honest. But and also he became as the executive of the executive of the year, to be honest with you, since 2023. Damn, that's crazy. Whew. And he's a young man as well too. But I want to know how old is he anyway? Yeah, he's executive of the game, a general manager, and this he it does he doesn't have no there's no age. There's no age whatsoever. And it's been revealed that he's been there for salary records of him. And he's became a general manager since 2023. And I can't believe he just said that since 2019. We could nail this. Let me tell you something, man. You're not gonna nail this. You messed up. Big time. The Liberty will not gonna make another championship. It's gonna take years. 4 of the players might gonna leave, and depends on their contract. And I think what you did right there is a total mistake. And that's the bottom line. If you learn more about this channel, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to see my latest videos. And also like button as well. This is your streamer, Steven, saying Dola by la Familia. And thank you for watching the Steven Factor. One love. Peace.